Hey, so I am super excited to share these money management spreadsheets with you. I think that they're going to be a pretty good game changer for you and your finances. So basically, when you download the money management spreadsheets, you'll get this PDF document and just double click on the link and it'll pop right up with a page that looks like this. Now you do need a Gmail account in order to use these Google Sheets. It's free, easy to set up if you don't already have one. So basically it tells me to make a copy, so I'll simply click make a copy. And there it is, it pops right up and it says copy of money management spreadsheets. Now I want to go ahead and set this up so that I can use this set of spreadsheets year after year. So to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and highlight copy of and say do not edit money management spreadsheets. Okay, and now it'll be saved with that do not edit, and this is the one that I will come back to at the first of every year to make a copy of. So now I'm going to go to File and make a copy, and now I'm going to make a copy of my do not edit sheets. So I will take out that do not edit, and let's say your last name is Smith, so I would go ahead and put in Smith's money management spreadsheets and press OK. Now I'm going to go ahead and just get out of this do not edit. It'll be saved in my Google Drive that I can refer to later. But this is our working copy that we can use. And it's got some directions here. And you just want to be sure to be careful about the fields that you edit because a lot of them work together. So I'm going to skip over here to the sample that I've already done so that you don't have to watch me enter a whole bunch of numbers, right? But basically the first page is a budget. Now you can go ahead and type in your income. So say job 1 was $3,000 and job 2 is $5,300. Okay, and then you can go ahead and start typing in what you think your budget's going to be. Let's say you plan to give $800, but you actually give $700. Now check this out. Your total for each category auto-populates as well as the percent of your income. Pretty sweet, right? And then you'll get your totals automatically calculated here as well. So you can go through and do that every month if you'd like. I don't usually do a monthly budget unless there's something that I want to try to work into the budget. Then it's really useful to go through this and make sure that that expense can actually fit into our budget. Now, if you are the type that wants to come up with a budget like this every month, you can just do this little caret drop down here next to budget, and you can say duplicate. And then again, the caret drop down on the copy of budget, and I'm going to say rename, and then you can just go ahead and name it the month, January budget, right? And you could do that each and every month if you'd like to. Okay, now to delete one, say that one of these sheets you just aren't even interested in, you could do the drop down caret and press delete. And yes, I want to delete that. Now let's say I'm not interested in using the budget sheet at all. I could use that drop down caret and I could say hide sheet. And now it doesn't show up down here, just my other spreadsheets show up. But what if I decide, oh, you know what? I really need that budget sheet after all. I can go up to View, Hidden Sheets, and there's the budget sheet. I just click on it, and it shows right back up for me. Okay, so let's check out the income sheet. This is pretty sweet. Your sources are frozen, so you can go right to the month that you're wanting to use. The top is frozen as well. You get your monthly totals as well as your totals for each job or income source. So you go ahead and type those in there, and then for your expenses you do the same thing. So go ahead and type in your expenses. Now these will be your regular monthly expenses, and then we've got this caret here for a drop down, and you can choose what category that expense is in. Now once you start typing, you can't really change these categories, but if you scroll over to the right, I've got this list here of categories, and let's say I changed utilities to household expenses. That's gonna mess stuff up. Now when I go over here, see how it's got the little red thing? It's like, it's not even there, right? So, but I can go down and I can change each of those to household expenses. But I'm gonna press Command Z to undo that and leave it at utilities. But I do have these blanks down here, so you could go ahead and add, let's say, pet expenses. And now I can go ahead and do the drop down, and pet expenses shows up, and I can use that one too. All right, pretty sweet, right? So now, once you get all of those entered, again, you will have your totals per month, so it automatically calculates it for you. And you'll also get your, say you want to know how much you spent on your mortgage this year. It'll tell you that right there under category total. But watch this, when you go over to income and expense summary, this is a summary of your income and expenses, and you will not type anything in on this page. It's all auto-calculated for you, and it will show you your income, expenses, and the difference by month and by the year. And if you scroll down, there's also a chart that will show you your income and expenses. Hopefully you'll want your income to be greater than your expenses. This one, the expenses is a little over, right? But this is a fun way to geek out about your money. Okay, so in the middle section here, you can use this drop down here on your monthly expenses by category, and you can change it to any month you want. And when you do that, everything in this column will change to that month that you choose, okay? So this first chart here, it is giving you your expenses by category according to the amount spent, not per income, but according to the amount you actually spent. So if you can see here, it says my housing is 39.5%. And here's the chart that it's working off of right here. It has my housing and all my different categories and the amount spent. Now, if you scroll down to this bar graph, it will show you that your housing is 22.58%. Now, this is showing me the percentage of my income for each of these categories. And again, you can see that on this chart here, which is what this bar graph is working off of. Now, on the far right, you will see annual expenses. And again, the top one is the percentage that you've spent so far on these different categories according to the amount that you've spent. Now, here's the chart that will show you your annual expenses and the percentage of income. And here's the bar graph that will show you the percentage of income you've spent so far this year according to your income. Okay, so next up we have our checking account register. And I would just go ahead and start with a date and an opening amount. And put that amount in, and it'll auto-calculate your balance. And then as you write checks or whatever, you would just go ahead and put that in as well. Let's say you went to Winco and you spent $225. Okay, it's going to auto-calculate that for you. And you can click on these little check boxes when you balance your checkbook. Okay, same exact thing for the savings account register. Now, what if you have more than one savings account? No problem. Do the drop down, duplicate, and then you can go up here and simply change the name. Let's say I want to say Money Market Savings Account Register. Easy as pie, right? Okay, now let's move on over to our cash envelopes. Now, cash envelopes are for the things that you would have money moving into and out of on a monthly basis. So let's say that my monthly goal for food is $1,200, and then I can just go ahead and type it all in and it'll give me my auto calculations. So at the end of the month, I can say, oh, at the end of, let's see, January, I had an extra $35, and that rolled right over into February, right? And it'll show you exactly where your money went. So you're not left at the end of the month going, man, I had $1,200 for groceries and I'm out. Where did it all go, right? Well, you have it right here. And another cool thing is you can download an app on your phone with these Google Sheets, and you can put it in on the go too. Okay, and then if you had an eat out envelope, now whether you have a paper envelope at home or you're using a debit account, and you can still track it here no matter which way you choose to use your cash envelopes. So I've got different categories here. Again, if there's not enough categories here, just duplicate that page. And here it'll give me the total amount that I have in my cash envelopes, and that's working off of my balances. Okay, and then the same type of thing with sinking funds. Now, sinking funds are more like yearly things or long-term goals, or yeah, like the examples that I have here, Christmas. If I know that I want to have my Christmas money saved by the 1st of December, and my goal is to save $2,400, then I know that I need to save $200 each and every month in that sinking fund chart so that I'm ready and set to buy Christmas presents. If you're like me and you pay your car insurance once per year, I do that because I get a little bit of a discount that way. So I simply save each and every month, and then by the end of the year, I have the amount I need to pay my yearly car insurance. Okay, and then if you have a college fund, we're painting our house this year, so I use this as an example. If you know how much you need, divide that number by 12 to come up with your monthly goal, and be sure to incorporate that into your budget. Okay, and then next up we have the debt boss. Now, with the debt boss, you would just simply put in what your debt is. So here I have a credit card and a car. I put in the credit limit, the percentage. This is really helpful and motivational to help you know which bills you want to pay off first. And then you type in your balance and your interest, and it'll give you a running total of the interest paid so far this year. Yeah. And then down here, I've got my balance at each month of my debt and the interest paid, and then I've got bar graphs for total debt by month. So hopefully you see those bars go down over the year, right? And then the total interest paid by month. And then on the far right here, I've got my total debt of everything, my total debt amount, and the total interest I've paid so far this year. So super motivational when you get down to the nitty gritty and you're not just paying your bills, but you're really looking to see how much you owe and how much you are spending each month in interest alone. So anyways, you guys, this is my favorite page right here, is the income and expense categories and graphs, and it's just so fun to put the puzzle pieces of your financial life together. And I think that you'll find this system really easy to use, and dare I say fun, and it'll give you and your spouse and even family members something to refer to when you're trying to, stretch the budget a little bit and see just exactly what you can do. You can refer to this instead of being the big bad guy, right? You've got graphs, you've got charts to show you what you can actually accomplish. All right, I hope that you love these spreadsheets, and I'll see you soon.